After all of your equipment has been gathered, it is time to actually position your O-ring so that it is roughly about 2 centimeters above where the flame will be. Once that is currently set, you can then put your other equipment here on top. Once that is set, it is time to, once you have your setup in your hood, it's time now to turn on the gas. Make sure that your tube is connected before turning the gas on. There should be an audible noise coming from the Bunsen burner saying that the gas is flowing, and then carefully take the starter and light. From here, you then need to adjust the size of the flame so that it is small, moving, controlled. This may take a couple times. Once you have your flame set, you should see a smaller blue flame on the side of that. Then go ahead and move that into the hood along with your setup to heat up your crucible, making sure everything is level. From there, just make sure to readjust so that the hottest part of the flame, the top of the light blue, is touching the crucible. From here, allow it to heat for the appropriate amount of time, and then allow it to cool, so that our crucible is clean for our experiment. When your time is finished, go ahead and remove the source of the heat and allow the crucible to cool. Please allow ample time to do this, as a cold crucible and a hot crucible look exactly the same. Once this is done, we'll weigh out our sample. Once the crucible has been heated and has cooled down, next we want to get to weighing out our copper unknown. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to pour a little bit of our copper into an auxiliary weigh boat. This ensures that there is no contamination due to dirty spatulas or what have you. Now, you don't need too much, and if you end up pouring much more than you need, then make sure that you share with a partner. Now that you have your sample, we want to go to the balance and make sure that we tare the balance before putting in our clean, noting the weight, making sure to write this down. Once you have this number written down, go ahead and you can go ahead and start weighing out what you've measured out into your other weigh boat. Being very careful not to get any onto the balance. Until you have enough solid within the range. Close the balance doors and wait for the weight to be constant. Mark down this weight into your electronic notebooks. And then you may take out your crucible and your sample, which should look a little something like this. After the sample has been weighed out, go ahead and put the sample back on your setup. Turn the gas back on. And now we wait for 30 minutes for this reaction to go. After 30 minutes have passed, go ahead and take your sample off of the heat, removing the Bunsen burner, turning off the gas, allowing the crucible to cool to room temperature, where then we will check the mass for the first time and record this number. After the crucible is sufficiently cooled, go ahead and weigh the entirety of the crucible and its containments, and make sure you write down the new mass. Once the mass has been obtained, we're going to go ahead and reheat this for a second time. And put the flame back under the crucible. Allow that to heat for 10 to 15 more minutes. After the 10 to 15 minutes have passed, go ahead and remove the flame, extinguishing the gas. Allow the crucible to cool to room temperature once more. And once that is cool, and go ahead and reweigh that, and as long as that is within 1% of the previous weight, the lab has been completed.